Yo, what is up, guys? Chris here, bringing you a video. It's been over a week. It's been a week since my last upload. Just been really busy with work, whole new management coming in and stuff, and it's been pretty hectic and been pretty busy and stuff. But finally, can make this video. I've been wanting to make this ever since I just first started even uploading videos to this channel. And that is my top 10 albums of 2018. 2018, my opinion, great year for metal, especially when it comes to the techier side of metal. But yeah, it was a great year. 2019 is looking like it's going to shape up to be just one of those years where I'm going to be draining my money, my bank account into albums and into concerts. I just bought a ticket to see Dream Theater in April. So that's gonna be a killer show. So far, the two singles they released for their new album has been awesome. So, I'm just ready. Overkill release tour dates not coming to where I live, sadly. So it's like it hurts, but it's all right. Got Rivers of Nile coming, like literally right down the street from where I live, and they're gonna be playing their new album in its entirety. So I'm definitely planning next Friday getting a ticket for that. So I'm already spending money. I'm already getting ready for this year when it comes to concerts and also just album releases. But before I get into my top 10, let me just like review 2018 as a whole for me as a metalhead. I think we need to put some background before we get into these solid albums here. So 2018 started off with the first album that I listened to in 2018 was Where the Owls Know My Name by Rivers of Nile. As we get into the top 10, that was the first album that I listened to personally starting in 2018 that was new. My friend Steven was like, bro, check this band out, man. He's like basically slid it over in a way, and I was like, alright, checked it out. As you're going to see, it is in the top 10. So as the year went on, I was supposed to go to my first ever concert in July in Tampa. I was going to see Blackfast, Hatchet, and Ex Mortis. Three amazing new wave of thrash bands. And work. So I had to work. Missed it. Literally the concert was $10. And I had my ticket. I tried to request off work. I told my managers, like, hey, I need to get this day off. And they still scheduled me. I was like, hey, what the heck? And they're like, sorry, we couldn't get you off. And I was like, darn, dude. Like, I was really hurt. I was depressed. So I was a little bit down midway through when it comes to metal music. And then finally, dude, September, this was a much needed concert. There's a lot of things going on in my personal life, which I'm not going to really get into. I like to keep that out of YouTube for now. I might save my personal life for like a whole nother video some other time, but for now we're keeping it straight metal. And I saw Ne Obliviscaris. Now, Ne Obliviscaris, I love this band. I really do. I really love Ne Obliviscaris. Australian progressive death metal band, or just progressive metal band. The way they incorporate the violin is just amazing. Got to see them live. Amazing show. Then the next show I went to was Ex Mortis. I got to see my friend's band Thicket play there, open for them, and amazing show. Then I saw, next show I went to was the Obscura, Beyond Creation, and Archspire show, which was the most insane show ever. So you have this tiny bar that probably, this looks like, the floor looks like it could probably fit about 100 people. Well, according to ticket sales on Facebook and everything, there's 750 people in this bar. And I'm telling you, it's a small bar. Like, I should maybe one day record a show there and show you guys. So there's 750 people there, and the whole night, literally the whole night, it was a mosh pit. That whole place was a mosh pit. You're in the very front row, you're in the mosh pit. Crazy, crazy stuff, man. I saw that amazing show, then went to see this local band, my friend's band, another one of my friends' band, Darkness by Design. They opened for this power metal band called Seven Kingdoms. They're okay. Nothing crazy, but saw them. It's basically a relaxed show. And then, last but not least, I got to see my friend's band have a metal night at the Haven, and saw them play, and that was one of my best nights I've ever had, just because we were just chilling and vibing off each other. Great night. But yeah, that was my metal in review when it comes to concerts and everything like that, which concerts do affect my ranking of albums, so you're going to see when I explain. But anyways, this is going to probably be a longer video because I'm going to talk a lot. I'm sorry, but let's get right on into it. Number 10, Operation Misdirection, Ultraviolence. No surprise here, Thrashing Chris bringing a new wave of thrash band at number 10. Here's the inside of it. Just great stuff, man. This is the album that I was waiting for to finally come in to make this video. Man, I'll tell you what, man. This band knows how to incorporate melody with the acoustic guitar and everything like that. You can't go wrong with this album. Solid new wave of thrash. Definitely check this band out. Good stuff. They put out many good, couple of good albums as well before this. But I don't know. I don't know where I would rank this in their discography. This is one of the bands I have to just give a deeper listen to really rank them. But nonetheless, this is a really good album. Number 9. Number 9, this is a Christian thrash metal band. And I'm going to be completely honest, this band has not released a good album in a while. But they're known for their classics like Psychosurgery back in 1990. Great thrash metal album. But this right here, this took me off guard. My friend Steven was like, yo man, Tourniquet actually made a good album this year, top 10 worthy. I was like, alright man, I'll go check them out. Went on Spotify, played the album, I was like, whoa, I have to get this album. And yeah, Gazing at Medusa by Tourniquet. Let me just show you how this album was great, especially when it came to the guitars, to the lead guitar. And I don't know if you can see that, but that says Chris Poland. Chris Poland, dude, he's legendary guitarist, especially when it comes to thrash metal. And the leads that he put on, that he made in this album was just outstanding. It's right now I cannot close this because the little thing in there is messed up. But Chris Poland, man, amazing lead. You also have Ripper Owens, the vocalist. Everything that you want in a solid thrash metal album is here. Yes, it has, you know, the Christian message and everything like that, but it's one of those albums, like, once again, you can be an atheist, you could be a different religion, whatnot, and you will bang your head to this album and enjoy it. Number 8, once again, what a surprise, Thrashing Chris with a new wave of thrash metal band here, Hatchet, Dying to Exist. Hatchet's, of course, a really good thrash metal band. Can't go wrong with them. Really wanted to see these guys live, as I mentioned earlier on. Just didn't get to see them. But man, they released a killer of an album for 2018, and you know, these guys put on some amazing stuff. And man, dude, the solos in this album is what really carries it. Just awesome album. So at number 7, once again, new wave of thrash band, Spectre of Ruin by Blackfast. So the joke behind Blackfast is when they released this album, they became sellouts because their first 2 albums, the cover art was in black and white, and this time they use color. But nonetheless, best album so far by them. right when you put in the CD, you're just blasted with thrash, man, and it killer stuff. Once again, a band I wish I would have saw live last year. I had my chance, and my job just basically cock blocked me from seeing them. Here's the inside of it, right here. Spectre Ruin, Black Fast, number 7. Now this album, I had a hard time figuring out where I wanted to put this album, if I wanted it at 6 or 5. It was bouncing around there. But I finally landed it at 6. It's only because I didn't see this band live. That's what I mean. Like, me seeing a band live and performing an album really helps with their ranking, in my opinion, because you get to see them perform it live and they do a really good job. That means it just all wasn't produced, and it shows that they have true musical talent, and it's just raw, amazing talent. I know Voivod has that, but you know, The Wake comes out at number 6 for me. What can I say about these guys? They're legends. They're legends. Yeah, this album, awesome stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, this was my first ever Voivod album I actually fully listened to. That might come from a surprise because I am a big thrash metal guy, but I never really gave them a chance. I listened to this album, I was like, wow, this album's really trippy, it's weird, so I kind of didn't know how I felt about it. I thought it was good, I just didn't know how I felt about it. I listened to Killing Technologies, I listened to, I don't know how you say that one album's like Roar, or something like that. Then I listened to this again, I was like, man, these guys are just techie thrash legends. And here's the inside of it. It comes with the Post Society EP, also with a couple of songs from their show at the 70,000 Tons of Metal Cruise, which I am making sure if they have a good lineup next year, I'm going on that. I will save up money to go on that. I follow a lot of band members from Voivod and all these other bands, and the pictures that they're posting, like, it looks like such a great time, man. You have concerts at night, you have beautiful beaches that they go to, beautiful ship. It's just looks like an awesome of a time. So, but yeah, man, this is Voivod, The Wake. Trippy, techie thrash. That's what you expect from these guys. Awesome stuff. So number 5, I saw this band live. I got my album signed from Conan. So Sound of Steel, Ex Mortis. Neoclassical thrash, new wave of thrash band. Seeing this band play live was an experience, for sure. They played, you hear them live, it sounds like you're hearing the album. They're just that good, and that to me just bumped them up on the list. And yeah, man, just everything about this album's great. And it's, I don't know, to me, I think this is their best album that they've made. Some may disagree with me and say it's probably like, I think it's called, oh man, I can't think of the name right now. Just went mind blank, but it's one of their first albums. But yeah, this album right here, great stuff. Let me open it up for you, fellers. Here you go. Great stuff. Ex Mortis, number 5. Now, I talked about this band when I was doing the introduction for this video, and that is Where the Owls Know My Name by Rivers of Nihil. I'm gonna be completely honest, I first heard this album and I was like, alright, yeah, this is a good album. I didn't think it was gonna stick in my top 10. This album really grew on me. The more and more I listened to it, the more and more I appreciated it, and the more and more I was like, wow, this is a good album. Just the musical composition in this album, great, awesome. They incorporated a saxophone, however you do that for a metal band, I don't know, but they did it. They didn't overplay it, they didn't underuse it, they balanced it out just right. And yeah, you gotta give credit to this band, man. They made one heck of an album. Not many people thought they would be able to make such a great album. This was a breakout album of 2018 for sure. Probably the most underrated. I mean, not underrated, but the most. It's like the underdog album, the album that no one expected to be really good, basically. And Rivers of the Nile delivered. Great stuff, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So number 3, we're getting down to the end here, and before I show number 1, after we get through 3 and 2, I'm going to list my honorable mentions. But number 3, this band is great. Great technical death metal, progressive death metal, whatever you want to call them. Beyond Creation, Algorithm. Best album by this group by far. The fretless bass in this album is, they got a new fretless bass player, so a little iffy whether or not it was going to be as good as the Aurora and all that, but man, the new fretless bass player delivered, and he delivered well. Great album. Saw this band live, and yeah, great stuff, man. You can't go wrong with Beyond Creation. Their 3 albums are all great. Definitely, if you haven't listened to this album, if you haven't bought it, if you haven't checked it out, definitely go and do so. Highly recommended. Beyond Creation, Algorithm. Number 2, this band, I saw them live as well with Beyond Creation, and the show was so good that one of the fans in the crowd had a seizure. I'm not joking. Like, there's a guy who literally had a seizure during the show. The show had to be stopped, and we all had to exit the building. And remember when I told you, this was in a very small bar and 700 people, so it was like a flood of people. Like, it was crazy, man. But yeah, this album right here, Obscura, Diluvium, yeah. I think this is their second best album they've ever recorded. I think Omnivium is still the best. When I first heard this album, I was turned off heavily by the synth vocals. Not a fan of those. But this is where me hearing it live really just helps me rank albums. They played a lot of songs from this album live, and they didn't use synth vocals. It was the pure growl and screams that you expect, and it, to me, just bumped it up the list even higher, and it made it to number 2. Here's the inside of it. Got a simple CD design there, nothing crazy, but still, this was a amazing technical death metal album. Definitely recommend. Man, a song that I want to highlight off of it, or a couple: Mortification of the Vulgar Son, Ethereal Skies. It's just awesome stuff. Definitely check this band out if you haven't, and definitely check out this album. So, got a little bit of a honorable mention. I have one of the CDs here that I'm going to show, but before I do, some CDs I don't own that are honorable mentions. Yeah, Firepower by Judas Priest, Heavy Metal Legends. Yeah, I thought the album was good. I just don't think it was top 10 worthy, because it's heavy metal, man. You're gonna get Judas Priest, and they delivered. You got Judas Priest. Wasn't a bad album. It was good, but I think it just barely misses the top 10. Another album, Tanatera, Sum of All Forces, new wave of thrash band. It was good. It was good thrash. Just once again, I just felt like the album was a little too short, and just barely missed. And then another honorable mention, I own the CD. So if this was a top 11, this would be 11th place, and that is The Passage of Existence by Monstrosity. Yeah, man. Great stuff. It's a trifold digipack. Really Really love that artwork on that CD, and man, this is technical death metal at its finest. Awesome stuff. I just, once again, just barely missed the top 10. Like, literally, like, this and Operation Misdirection were fighting for top 10. I was like, I like thrash more. So that's what it really came down to. But yeah, these guys, great stuff. Some people say this group's overrated. I have some other people who say this group is amazing. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram. He has a huge metal page. When he did his top 10, or actually did, like, I think a top 30 metal albums of this year, this was his #1 album. And hey man, I don't think it's #1, but it definitely is a great album, and it could be argued that it could be. So yeah, great stuff. But anyways, enough with that. Behold the best album, in my opinion, of 2018. And if you know me, if you watch a little bit and hear what I say about this band, you should know right away that this #1 album of the year. The Other Ones by Revocation. Yo, I just don't know how these guys continued to do it. To me, this is the best album they've ever made, and that is a high praise on their work. Deathless, an album I believe they made in 2014. That was at first their best album, but somehow Dave Davison and company just made such a brutal album, but yet so the riffs and the chords that are used are like very jazz-like type chords, yet it's so brutal, so it's musically composed very well, and you are gonna grow hairs on your chest if you're gonna, this is gonna make a woman into a man. This is gonna turn man into Arnold Schwarzenegger, especially the second song on this album, That Which Consumes All Things. Just, I can't say much about this. I can't say much more about this album, man. I heard that I play this literally, like, I think 15 times in a row in my car. I just couldn't get enough of it. Every song on this album is great. Not one bad song. Yeah, Revocation, The Outer Ones. I was watching, I don't know if any of you guys watch Banger TV, but they kind of upset me. They said that The Outer Ones was vanilla, basically just generic, and I was just wanting to rip off my hair and just be like, are you kidding me? Generic? This is not generic. This is amazing metal right here, and it's so brutal, man. Definitely check it out. Highly recommend it. Yeah, Revocation does it again. Yeah, that's my top 10. And honestly, these 2 albums right here, I'm gonna be honest, didn't stand a chance. So that, like, yeah, the other 9 albums were great, but this is in a league of its own, in my opinion. And that's my opinion. But you guys can you guys can tell me your top 10 or your favorite album 2018 in the comments below. We can discuss it. We can debate. This to me is, yeah, this is the album of the year for sure. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for checking out this. I know this was a longer video. I had a lot to cover. It's 2018. Had to go through a whole year. But thank you guys for staying in there. Staying through the video. If you didn't make it through, just say keep it thrash, man. See you guys later.